Hello guys, welcome again. My name is Kalambai. This is Fruitful Investment Strategies. Today we're going to have a special video. So if you're really watching us, please make sure that you tune in. Please give us a like, click on the like button, share, subscribe, and welcome again. So today we're going to talk about something really different. So grab yourself a tea or maybe a cup of water, a glass of water, and some coffee, and let's talk about. So I'm going to present you a gentleman. I'm not going to present you, but he's going to present himself, and then we're going to have a conversation. So please, sir, let us welcome again. Welcome. Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine, guys. So this is my guest today. So can you please let our viewers know who you are and what you do?
Well, I go by the name of Chris, and usually I work as a nurse, and obviously I do as well a little bit calisthenics. I like to do reels when it comes to calisthenics and workouts.
Calisthenics. What is calisthenics?
Calisthenics is
working out, lifting weight. Yeah.
Basically, it's a more upper body kind of workout where you are lifting yourself and your own body, and you are doing all this more type of workout. You can do it inside, outside, but the main point is to work out your own body without doing anything of lifting weight.
Yeah, I've seen some of these videos on TikTok. Yeah, so if you guys want to watch these videos, you can just go on TikTok. You have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel with name Chris Nyambwe.
Yeah, so guys, you can actually check that YouTube channel, and please make sure that you subscribe and you like and you share. Let's talk about. You are quite young as a youth.
Yes.
What happened? How did you choose actually to be a nurse? What made you become a nurse?
Well, I was literally inspired by my own parents because they wanted me to do something common.
Yeah.
And I was inspired as well. I have a brother who's a doctor, so I just wanted to find something in between. I think nurse was something that I like to work with people as well. So it kind of correlated to that environment.
Yeah. I've realized that there are many strangers or foreigners in nursing. Is that true, or is it something just that
I think actually when it comes to, because we obviously live in Norway, when it comes to the population of Norway, you will find a lot of, it doesn't necessarily mean only people with different background, like different cultures. No, you find a lot of Norwegian as well in the nursing sector. Yeah. But it's not only African or other countries who are going there. But if from where I work, I'm the only like African guy there. So I wouldn't say there is many.
So what do? You remove some.
No, I work with psychotic people. Basically, it's more mental. They have mental problems.
Yes.
It can be in the form of suicidal. We have some who have dementia, just a bit. Elderly people. We have psychosis. Then you are like out of control, a little bit chaos in your head. We have those who come with as well a depression. And those who have like a problem with eating, like
so they refuse to eat.
They wanna take their own life in that sense. Yeah, so it's kind of that.
Okay, psychological thoughts. Well, from the background which I come from, those are demons. So, do you pray for them?
I would say I pray for everybody because I believe that.
Do you kind of take them by side and say, "Hey, can I pray for you?"
No, I don't do that. The reason why is because they can get. I can tell them like it's good to pray. It's good to look for God, to look for somebody who can help you with this, not only the medicine.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be the one who will tell them come here and let's do the prayer, because it might affect my work.
Yeah. Because you're not allowed to.
We are not really allowed to start talking about religion. It's not an actual conversation that we're supposed to have with patients, unless they themselves really want it, or you can just say a few words and then that's it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I myself have been a victim, kicked out of work because of preaching to people at work. Yeah. So I think that's really affects a lot of things, especially if you don't have believers and unbelievers who actually are much more sensitive to God.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, we have a lot of patients there who talks about demons and God, and sometimes they think they are gods.
Okay.
So sometimes they can say I'm a demon. Sometimes they can say I'm Satan. Look at me. I have a lot of strength. So especially those who have psychosis have those kind of thoughts. So we find different type of people with different type of thoughts.
So those who have suicidal thoughts, well, how do you help them? Because suicidal is really common among young people.
That's true. It's kind of come within depression. It's like it's a build-up. Sometimes, how do we help them? Mostly through conversation, through therapy, and try to understand why they have this type of thoughts. And so we can combine a little bit with medicine as well, you know.
Okay.
So medicine is to try to reduce the thoughts that they are having constantly. Like it can be like they can have voices or thoughts that are telling them they have to take their own life. I had the one of the patients was telling me like, I don't know where these thoughts are coming from. I have tried to figure out, but I don't even know where it's come from. But I feel like I need to just be done with this life. Even though you ask them sometimes, what does help? Like what can we do to help you? And it's not really much. They don't have hope, and it's very sad. It's like it's almost like a very dark thing within themselves that they don't know where it's come from, and they don't know what to do to resolve.
So obviously they don't have control over their actions, and they don't have control over what they can do, or all they want to actually do is just to get rid of their lives.
Exactly, because they think that by doing that, then everything is done, then I'm in peace. Obviously because they're struggling, or they don't have any form of happiness. It's so funny, because I was talking to my sister not long ago, and I was telling her, we human, we don't have the ultimate happiness in that sense. The level of our happiness is very limited compared to the true happiness. We can be happy and be glad to have families and people around us, but
it's measured to a certain thing.
Exactly. So we're just having those conversations, and I felt like actually, you know, if I had a choice, let's say God just tell me, Chris, would you wanna go? I'm going. Like I'm not even gonna wait.
I mean, that's what's actually most. But since you are trying to help them through conversation, why doesn't the government allow Christianity to actually help these people? Because I am convinced that the government knows that through prayer, people are healed. But I remember also in 1950 when Brother Branham came in, and then they didn't want him to pray for the people. But what does the government have actually against religion?
I personally think it's because the government itself is not religious anymore. And so they're trying to push away the religious agenda into these different like hospitals, but we still have we still have a priest.
Priest who can pray for the dead.
Kind of. But we still have the priest there who he's doing his work, but he's not, he himself, I don't even know if he's a true believer, obviously. It's just like somebody, because we have this...
Just for formality.
For formality, and because he went to school for that, because of the interest.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, we don't even really know if this person actually, like, is really faithful in the Bible, in the sense, yeah.
Now, you have these kind of spirits which are disturbing people. In the hospitals and stuff, you have many spirits which are, because people are spirits as well. So do you happen to hear spirits around
here,
or maybe to feel some sense of spirits around those places?
To be honest, the only thing I've come close to is like I've heard people telling me, "Oh, there is voices there. I can hear this person doing this. I can see somebody there." But me personally, I haven't seen any or hear anything.
Heard anything? Yeah.
Heard anything. So it's like it's very weird. At the same time, sometimes even when I'm at work, I just go and find a room, just do a little bit, a small prayer, and then that's it. It's not like necessarily I have to go within talking to the patient and having the prayer with them, but I can do it on my own or in my own heart without like, So it kind of works.
So you kind of, I'm
strengthening myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so many people have experienced those kind of spirits.
Patient, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody like from my own work.
It's only patients, or is it also workers?
I haven't heard any workers telling me like I've heard something or I can hear voices. But once you start saying that, already there is an issue, right?
Yeah.
Then it's already a little bit. Maybe people do that, but I haven't heard anything. And if they do that, it can be a problematic.
It can affect their work.
Yeah, it can affect their work as well. So usually, if somebody start telling that, then they shouldn't be working there because. Then
so they kick them out.
I wouldn't say they will kick them out, but they will tell them probably like
to go and rest.
Maybe it's best for you to start looking
for something
else because this will just affect you even more.
Yeah. Okay, so now they're being pushed out because they themselves find themselves in a place of a patient as well.
Exactly. And
so they become patients.
They become patient themselves.
And they cannot really take well care of the patients.
Yeah, you can't work there if you are mental. It's like becoming sick. For example, if you are sick, then you rather want to be home, right?
You can see spirits without you being sick.
You can
feel spirits without you being
probably,
sick.
Probably, but if they're starting verbalize it to the co-workers, to the people that you're working with, talking about it's like it's become a normal thing. Then you'll be judged by the people around you.
Okay, so
there maybe some do, but I don't know because maybe they're hiding it. Maybe they don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so there is some fear.
Probably, 100%.
What might come and what might happen.
Exactly. I think there is a lot of fear.
So do you have, let's say, how many patients do you have per person?
We have from max we can have is if we don't have many people who are working, we can have maximum of 3, but normally it's 1.
3
1
per
to
person?
1 to 1.
1 to 1, then you have a lot of...
1 patient basically.
How many patients do you have then?
1 patient.
Okay, so in the institution you're working in, how many patients do you have?
We have totally 12.
12 patients.
But we are responsible for 1.
Okay.
For, 1 to 2,
Okay, wow, that's a lot. If you're gonna have 2 people, who are you going to take care of?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you are constantly taking care of them. They are just there. They're just there. You're making sure that they get the food. You're making sure you can have a big conversation with them. Maybe arrange some training and motivate them so they can look at the life in a more positive way. And so they can focus on the positive things and maybe do some changes in their life, implement some just daily kind of activities so they can feel like they are doing something in their life.
Okay, that sounds a bit encouraging. So you know, there's it's challenges. So what kind of challenges do you face in this kind of work?
First,
from the people you actually are trying to help, do they fight? Do they sometimes attack you?
I mean, that's the thing, because just like you said earlier, this type of spirit, because this type of people who are very like vulnerable, and some of them can be very aggressive, you know, and they can come with a aggressive tone, or they can be commanding to do something. They can want stuff, and sometimes we have to limit them. And without it can cause to a situation where they want to fight you, or they want to beat you, or they are so scared of you that they think you are the monster, and they want to like attack you. So those are the challenges. We have to click on the alarm, and so people can come to help
a big team.
Yeah, we have a team, and we always go with the like alarms where in any cases we can just click on it, and then
somebody come
to help us in worst scenarios, of course. But we try to calm them up, and sometimes we have to change from if the patient doesn't really like me, if you think I'm a demon, maybe it's better for somebody else to take over, because then we don't need to create that kind of negative room in the room.
Exactly. Oh, so it's there is that insecurity, uncertainty around the working system. But so there is that fight going on, and then there is a constant issues going on. So do you have, I mean, Norway is a very multicultural country.
Yes.
So what kind of patient do you have? Is it mostly Norwegian? Is it mostly...
It's very mixed, but mostly Norwegian patient. Obviously, I live in Norway, so it would make sense. The population, the Norwegian population are the biggest compared to the minority. But we have some African Somalian. We have some...
What are Somalians doing then?
No, I mean the patient. But we have different ethnicity, I would say. But like pure African is very few, very few of them. It's like very rare they come. But Somalian are African, I would say. But
that's what I want to say. Somalians are pure Africans as well. But what is the reason that most of them come in? Is it
then like are we talking about like in general?
I mean, in some cases,
more because our post is more it's a psychotic post, basically, mainly. So we get people, let's say crazy people outside, or maybe they did drink a lot, and then they lose themselves in the form of now they wanna fight on the street, and the police come and take those people, and then they come with them to us. So basically we are taking people who are being in the worst situation and put in our institution. Is it mostly because of drugs,
yeah.
Because of alcohol, cannabis, and just being mentally weird in the street, and then maybe going without clothes, and then just start wandering. You can be as well putting in, and I would say, and there is the biological part where like people just generally get sick as well, because of maybe the parent had the same symptom, and then now they're having it as well. So I would say those are the normal. And depression, obviously, is one of those things as well.
But do you have many young people?
Yeah, we have a lot of young people. Actually.
A lot of young people. So there is a lot of young people who are facing mental illness.
100%.
But is it because of drugs for the young people, or is it because of love sometimes?
I think I would honestly say it's because of, for the youngsters, I would say it's because of both drugs and loneliness.
Loneliness, okay.
Yeah, because depression is kind of, they feel like they are not enough. They feel like there is a lack of something.
There is a lack of something.
Yeah, so it's not like, sometimes they have everything, but most of the time they are struggling. They don't have friends, they don't have families who can support them the way they want. They feel like they are alone most of the time. So yeah, you have to like push them and motivate them to look like.
Yeah, loneliness is an issue actually, guys, in Norway. It's a very big issue. This is a country which is actually very big, 7 times the size of maybe England or something like that, or UK. And then you have a population of actually 5 million. And then the land is very big and people are dispersed from many places. So when we are talking about, let's say, sorry, ce n'était pas connecté. So when we're talking about, let's say, allô, parlez un peu. Sorry for that. But when we're talking about, people, living into a big country, and then somebody's living up the north, somebody's living down the south, there is that issue of loneliness, there is that issue of youth feeling not included into the society, and there is that thing which creates suicidal thoughts. And most of the young people, they just go and take their own lives. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you come from. This is a problem that is affecting white, black, Asians. It does not matter. It's taking a lot of young people away. We just had somebody from Congo, Burundi. They just took their lives out because they were feeling lonely. So loneliness in Norway is a very big issue. So how do you include young people so that they should not feel lonely? I mean, do you try to solve the situation only there, or is there any kind of awareness in terms of how can you try to help young people in terms of that situation to prevent it?
For us is, okay, what I do is mostly like having conversation with them. It's like I talk to them, and what I would say is the most important is to let them be aware of that there is people around them, because even though there is like you don't have friends, even though you don't have families, but you have to understand as well that there are external, like the government. Just me, I would love to, for example, to see them alive, to see them flourish, and to see them happy, and you have to tell them how beautiful they are, how good they are, how you have to give them a form
motivation.
Of hope. Yeah, a form of hope, so that they don't go around and think that they are less than what they really are, because the reason why they are alive, they have a purpose in life. So you have to show them those things, those qualities that they have, so that they can be sure that wherever or wherever they go, there is something within them themselves that is powerful.
But that's what the Word of God should come in, because the Word of God kind of gives you motivation, it gives you a purpose, it gives you where you come from, where you're going. The Word of God kind of gives you strength. But the thing is, many times the Word of God is misunderstood, and the people are taking away the youth from actually the Word of God. Now you have families in Norway, if you talk about God, they don't want to include you. So you have also places where if you mention anything about God, they feel like you are the worst terrorist out there. So God is not welcome into this society. As in Los Angeles, they were saying godless society, and then Los Angeles got burned. So you have this culture in Norway of really rejecting God, because I think God comes and help to bind, you know, that sector there. So do you happen to have some patients who have recovered from that situation?
I would say there is few who recover, but yeah, I would say there is some who recover, but it's like a very negative spiral as well, because sometimes they come back because of the same issue again. You know?
So they don't
It's
totally
not like
recover.
They don't totally recover, but we have a very few percentage that recover totally, and usually it's like I said, because of drugs, and those most of the time you just have to, you know, reduce the amount of drugs, just cut it off.
Yes.
But when it comes to like those who have like been using a lot of drugs for a long time, those come back. Or those who with psychosis that multiple times been coming in, it's just a negative spiral. They always return back. But when it comes to psychosis, I would say, even though they are getting medicine for it, the medicine comes with a lot of like negative effects. Yeah. So even though it might reduce the amount of, you know, negative thoughts, but it's not like once they stop taking it, the probability to return back where they were, it's higher. So, like you say, maybe we need something else that can actually help these patients to heal and to recover. But for now, they are using the medicine as a main tool.
Nigga, stop using drugs. Stop using drugs. I told you to stop using drugs. No wonder your hair is like that. You should stop using drugs. Yeah. So, I mean, people think that marijuana is a good thing. They think that it's created by God. Okay, it is. And, people should smoke this.
Yes.
So, you have governments which have allowed the smoking of marijuana. You have government which does not set limits on drugs and alcohol. Which is actually, these are things that affect a lot of people and bringing them there. And in Norway, if they stop, let's say, if they stop alcohol for one day, it's a crisis for many people.
Yeah, it'll be a crisis.
It's a crisis for many people because many people want to drink and they don't see the consequences of it. So, do you tell people to stop smoking marijuana, or do you tell them to stop drinking?
I tell them to if they already they have been using it for a long time, then you have to tell them to reduce the amount each month maybe. If you tell them to cut it directly, it might cause another problem, another effect, because you never know from person to person.
Yeah.
But I would say if you can cut it totally, do it. If you have been using it for a long time, don't cut it like totally, but reduce it with time.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And I would say stay away from people who motivate you using this using this type of stuff. Yeah, that's what I would. But it's like it's not easy for those people to understand that it's the problem of let's say drugs or marijuana. Most of the time they don't get it unless they are very. Even though they get so sick, they always return back. So yeah, we have to motivate them. Really motivate them to try to cut it off.
Yeah. So it comes actually to the conversation that you have with the patients, and try to actually motivate them to go into the right direction.
Exactly.
But which usually does not help. But sometimes.
Yeah, because before they used to, way back, I think in maybe 90s, they used to say that mostly the problem in the society is it comes with that we have families that usually used to take care of each other. We were like, we used to talk to each other. The community was so much better. But now it's like, no, you are the problem. You need to find the problem. Since you are sick, you need to find a solution for yourself. And we can help you, giving you ideas of solution, but you need to be aware and do something about it. So but before it was like families are there and they try to figure out, but now everybody's alone, you have to figure out yourself. Even though you have a doctor there, they tell you this is the ideal thing to take, but even though you take, you become even worse sometimes. So it's like you yourself have to do the work.
Yeah, the society has really become bad in terms of we have these social medias and then everybody's kind of there, have their own room there. I was talking one day on TikTok and then I found this woman who was actually crying and saying she does not have anyone to talk to.
Yeah, we have those a lot.
And I found, and she was crying. This was a woman who was actually 50 years. And she was crying, she was saying, I don't have anyone to talk to. And so I had to sit there and start praying with her and start giving her motivation and all that. So you have all that in Norway very often. You have people who are sitting in the room. So if you find somebody who's lonely, please talk to them because they need you much more. They want actually to experience the goodness of life. And people are just, they seem to be very busy, but actually they're not busy. They're dying from the inside. They need somebody to talk to. They need somebody who can actually help them to mitigate those kind of issues that they're going. So, I mean, just bringing awareness and thinking, okay, no, you have to talk to your children and to find out what is going on in their life, and trying to have a family conversation. That is very important because it's healing. I think therapy is healing. Talking to people is healing. Even though sometimes we can have confrontation in the way we speak, but it's very nice to actually just talk things out and try to solve situations. So what kind of other solution do you kind of...
if my advice to like people out there, I would say division is conquer. So try to not divide, even if you have your own family, trying to let them work together. And togetherness most of the time comes with a lot of good solution. So instead of like, if the kid are having a problem with each other, you have to try to mediate, trying to find solution within the family. And then, because that will create so much more positivity around, obviously, for those who have family. But I would say just try to stay positive, pray God, figure out a way of, trying to be flourishing anyway. I would say that's what I would say.
So guys, this is we are talking with professionals, people who actually do this kind of work and which know what is really happening out there in their sector. And hopefully we have learned something, and then we can go and do that. Would you advise somebody to actually, who's coming in Norway, or somebody else who's actually in Norway or wherever, to be working with that, because that can have some effects with time?
I would say it comes to which type of person you are. If you, as for me, I'm a strong, I truly believe in God. So I have a strong belief, and when it comes to faith, I know that God is the ultimate way for me. So I know for those people who are weak, in like if you don't have a very strong both mental and knowing what you're doing. If you're very weak, don't do that type of work, because it might destroy you and you might find yourself in even worse situation where you were. But so it's like, even though when you go to work, don't take the work at home. Leave it at work and do your own thing at home. So it's a very powerful thing, because you can meet yourself in places where a patient died, or places where one of your colleagues got beaten, quite worse, and or a place where you find a patient want to take their own life just right there, and then you have to stop them. So it's like so many negative things going on there. You have to be very strong to be putting yourself in that position. Yeah, that's what I would say. So if you are very weak, don't do it. If you are mentally strong, you can do it. Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. So no, that's it for today. I think we have really gone through most of it. And if you have some questions or you want to know some things, please make sure that you actually comment down below, like and share. For those who are willing actually who are coming to Norway and want to come to Drammen, we have our own apartment which we are actually trying to rent it out on Airbnb and on booking.com, so you can find out there. So we'll put the link down below. Please make sure that you go and you book with us there. So see you on the next one, and God bless you.
Ready?